I smoke all day. I smoke all day. I smoke all day. Please call me. Call me before I can block you, cause I don't want your bitch ass calling me no more. Anyway, whoever call me, I'm blocking your bitch ass. Bitch, you block. First one block. Don't call me, nigga. I told you don't call. Everybody call me, I block. They don't know who the fuck this is. Man, call me again, I'm blocking you. Everybody call me 786. You call me, I'm blocking your number, bitch. I don't want to talk to nobody, cause bitch, I'm 38 hot. Everybody call me, I'm blocking you. I don't, Can't talk me out of this shit. Young nigga done asked for it. Me and you, nigga. Me and you. I smoke all day.
Anti-Afro Svengalis. Listen, I didn't think I was going to be recording this video, but when I look back, it was a couple days ago. I've been kind of trying to avoid this, but now I got to do it because it's necessary. I think it was up to 242 emails, inquiries that I have received over the last almost 2 months asking me about the smoke. Rev G has also received emails, I don't know how many, but 242, I think it was. And I will say this, not everybody is asking the question in the same manner. There are people who are genuinely curious about why did you and Rev G go back to the Smokes channel? And other people are being typical YouTube street hood-esque, to put it that way. And to me, this is the only thing I can say about it. You all know my approach. If there's a backstage conversation, it's a backstage conversation. I'm not going to get into the details about any discussion, any situation regarding anyone, unless it is something for public consumption. Now, most of you out there can relate to that because we've had many discussions. As far as the others who very clearly have no regard for anything that is private or not even private, just what's between two people, that's not my concern. That is why you need to be very careful when it comes to trusting people. There are times when people really think they know you and they don't. They really think that they got you when they don't. What they're doing, they're actually helping you in ways they can't imagine. Now, think back in the day, relatively speaking, when people were freely exchanging information, videos, photos, giving information and updates about their children and their spouses, and they're just very freely exchanging information. In some parts of these YouTube streets, people still do that, but we know what happened here. Things changed. Now, those individuals who did not continue to receive those updates, they're the ones who are on the outs and get very angry. They were left with remnants. So you cannot fight a war or a battle with remnants. So people became very upset because they were excluded. You don't fight wars with remnants. You fight wars with actual ammunition. And the best thing about it is when your enemy gets so angry and rash and brash and impulsive, they want you to think that they are harming you. They are actually helping you. So when they come out, for example, in many ways, this is happening, which is why there is no reason for me to respond to anything because I'm very content with the fact that I am getting a lot of assistance from those who claim they will never be taken in by AFW. And I'm my own person. No, people saying this will be AFW biatches for life. And I'm going to be able to demonstrate that to you in a few days. Just hold on. But as far as the smoke goes, it is completely inappropriate, rude, and disrespectful to share personal or private conversations. It just is. Now, there was a particular person who I'm not going to name who was very vocal about this situation. This person was offered the same courtesy backstage to explain certain aspects as to why certain things couldn't happen at this time. If a person so chooses to go that route and go backstage and have that discussion, they can. But there are some things that are not appropriate to come out in public and disclose. And listen, it doesn't matter what someone else is doing. They don't dictate my morality. I dictate my morality and how I move. Never will it be someone does something to me and they're going to drag me down to their level. That's not going to happen. I'm going to stick with what I am focusing on. What I am focusing on, what someone else is focusing on, or what other people are focusing on, that is them. These are personal conversations that occurred backstage. And if you are so anxious to know if the smoke so decides to disclose information, he can. Why don't you go and ask him? And I'm not being rude to the people who genuinely were curious. Go to the Smoke's channel and ask him, why are you talking to anti-Afro Svengalis and Rev G? If he elects to share information, that is completely his right to do that. But I'm not going to come out and share any details of any personal or private conversation that I have had. Rev G certainly isn't going to do that. I understand that there are many people out there who cannot relate to this because the second they have a disagreement, they start outing people with what they think is damaging information. I'm not in that category. I never disclosed any of your personal information. I never disclosed personal information about me. I never carried photos, videos, report cards. I mean, we're talking about 8 years worth of information, people. There are people who tried so hard to get information about many of you, people who we would consider our mortal enemies. And when shit came down, they thought we were going to just give them info. Why were we going to do stuff like that? We're not on that level. See, that's the difference between an anti-fraud warrior and an actual fraud. You think about that, people. Again, if you have questions about the smoke, you have questions about anyone else, go to their channel and ask. I'm not going to be sharing any information about any conversations I've had with any person unless we are here out in public and that person so chooses to disclose. I'm not even going to get into it. Even then, I'm not going to follow up and say what I said to that person. If that person wants to disclose, that is on them. That does not drive my behavior. There is one question I do want to answer or respond to. Do I give the smoke cash apps? Or have I ever given the smoke cash apps? Is that why he's saying what I want him to say? Well, number one, I don't have cash app. So how can I send the smoke cash app? Number two, where in the hell does this idea come from that I tell the smoke what to say? Now let's back up. Money. Let's talk money for a second. I don't have cash app. I've never sent the smoke cash app. Whether or not I have sent the smoke or anyone any funds as related to their content, why should that be a topic of discussion that I'm going to come out and confirm or deny? Some of these people asking these questions, they're not disclosing to you whether or not I gave them any funds for their content. There is nothing wrong with contributing money to someone's content. YouTube is making billions upon billions of dollars. What in the heck is wrong with people who are making a big deal out of that? There's one thing to pay for content. It is another thing to use money as a weapon. That's what we see some people doing. I pay for content. It could be for whoever's content. And I'm not confirming or denying whether or not I've given Smoke any money for content. Why should I? If and when I give money for content, it ends there. No one is obligated to me. They don't have to do what I say. I mean, no one has no obligation to me beyond that. Unlike the very vile practices you see going around here, people pitching fits and actually saying out loud, if you don't do what I say, and if you block me, I'm going to ask for my money back. What? What the hell is that? There is nothing wrong with people, with us liking money. It's your relationship to money. That's the issue. And you have to go around mentioning how much money you're giving people. That's an issue. It's tacky, people. It is really tacky. If you want to contribute to someone's platform, contribute to the platform. What is the purpose of contributing and then complaining about it? What is her name? Carrie Ann was crying the other day. I'm not going to give any more money. I'm not going to give any more. I guess she was crying that somebody, I'm like, you guys are sending me this mess. What are you sending me this mess for? And I'm not acting like Umar. A baby crying because she can't get her way and is admitting she gave money in order to try to curry some favor. Okay, let me say this. Let's just say this. Say you're going to use that method. You're going to give money as a method of currying favor. You have to have the right attitude to go along with it. If you're going to use money to curry favor, you have to have the mindset, the attitude, and the maturity to navigate that. I don't see that happening there in that scenario. And then you have people just giving money and bashing you over the head with it. Whoever donates to whoever's platform, in my opinion, the ideal approach is to donate and move on with it. But I don't have to come on here and confirm or deny whether or not I've given the smoke money. Why do I have to do that? I think any person that is requesting that information should first disclose all of the donations they have received and from who. If you're not willing to do that, you don't have any business asking someone whether or not they've given anyone any funds. Now, here's another thing. I would like for someone to please tell me when was a date and time where I showed up on a channel and was unhappy and the screens went dark. When did that happen? People are saying I am this, treating people like marionettes, grown men like marionettes, that I can tell them what to do with their channels. When has a screen gone dark? Because I am dissatisfied. Way back when I was dissatisfied with certain things, which is in the past, at the Smokes channel, did the screen ever go dark? Please tell me when the screen went dark on Rev G's channel, on Lennon's channel, on KKC's channel, because I didn't like what was happening or something that somebody said. The thing about it is people, they're giving me this power that I don't even have. Maybe you're giving power to the fake avatar. They don't know what else to say, so they come up with this cockamamie mess, and they're making themselves look like they don't have any power, that I can run these men. Maybe it's because they deal with males like this, not men, because men don't allow people to run them. I don't deal with males. So these people who are making these statements, they must be dealing with males that you can show up and just start unplugging their computer cords and grabbing the phones out of their hands. Whose wives have grabbed phones out of hands? Whose wives have unplugged computer systems on air? Show me when this has happened. So if the wives are not able to do it, how the hell am I doing this? People, I don't even know what to say. Did the only one shut down the grown man? Has Mrs. Smoke ever shut down the Smoke? She's right there in the house. Has she jumped in front of the screen? Show me. When has Gerald Palmer's wife showed up with a rolling pin and bashed him over the head? What about Lennon's wife? Who? Tell me. These wives, when has Nyla come and pulled Taz from in front of a computer? Show me and tell me when this has happened. So how in the hell am I going to control somebody's husband? You've got to be kidding me, people. You are devaluing yourselves when you talk this kind of madness. Is it because you're not getting information? I mean, I don't know what to say. People are individuals. These are adult men that make up their own minds and make their own decisions. As far as the Smoke, don't blame me because you had a falling out with the Smoke. That has nothing to do with me. These people that are making up all these stories, they've had all these knockdown drag outs with the Smoke. They wouldn't told the Smoke every nook and cranny of their personal business. Everything. You see all these emails and text messages that they share with the Smoke? It goes on and on and on and on and on. They did that. So what are they blaming me for? If they had a beef with the smoke and they told him everything under the sun, what does it have to do with me? That is their dispute with him. He doesn't need me for anything. You have your own relationship with him that blew to hell. They torpedoed to hell is how they torpedoed to hell. That doesn't have a damn thing to do with me. You all were the ones that got on those live streams for 2 to 12 hours. Talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Now, let me tell you one thing. I remember, this was a while back, when people say, oh, the smoke is live. Oh, let me just see, just curiosity. I have a very limited time remembering the smoke talking. I hear a lot of those females were talking, and I couldn't listen to that mess for more than 30 seconds, talking about their personal business, talking about sex. I tuned that stuff out. And this is after I left. And I didn't go back because every time I went back, I didn't hear him talking. I heard those females talking. And now they're trying to say, don't be playing our audio. It's not your audio. You deal with your problems with the smoke. Quit trying to pull me in to whatever you had going on, and it blew up because you wouldn't do what you said. You're trying to make me like you are. You try to run this man, and he didn't listen, so you dogged him out. I gave my opinion about something that was important to me, about the threats that people were making who came there. That is very different from trying to run a man. You don't know the difference. So now you're trying to control people still. And they're not listening. I'm not going to listen to you. Do you have any indication that the smoke is going to listen to you? Rev G sure as hell isn't going to listen. Grown man, is he going to listen? I don't know anybody out there. Any man that's going to listen to crybabies, to these females who are trying to throw men at me, and to these males who can't even handle a debate with a 20-something-year-old. 40-something-year-old males that feel rape and talking sex, whether they have a conflict with a man or a woman, and they can't even want to debate with a 20-something-year-old, want to try to run something. And they can't even have a conversation with the smoke, but they think I'm running the smoke? Are you serious? You're devaluing yourself when you say that. They don't even see this. But guess what? That is their problem to deal with. Again, if you want to know information, go and ask the smoke. But I get that you're too scared. You're too scared. You're too terrified to go over there and ask a question. You go over there and you get so scared, you start acting the fool, you get blasted, and then you run away. And then you disappear from YouTube. What do we get 2 weeks later? I'm coming on here. I'm leaving YouTube. Ah! All these breaks. Who cares if you come or go? We don't care what you have to say. You're not running anyone. You can't even control your own selves. I think it's so funny to see all of these subjects so out of control running around here trying to run other people. It is actually comical. You're entitled to whatever you want to think. And don't forget, so am I. And that is the problem. These people want to think and say whatever they want, but when other people do the same, this is when they can't deal with it. That is not my issue to deal with. You know there's more to come, people. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.